Good morning, parents. I wanted to go ahead. Today is Monday, April 13th, and I wanted to go ahead and tell you what the e-learning assignments would be for this week in your child's paper packet, as well as to give you an overview of my expectations on some of these pages. This week we will be working on pages 5 through 17. That would break down to 3 pages per day is what the official assignment will be. However, I want you to use your judgment for your child and your family's needs. If your child needs to do fewer pages on some days or more pages on some days, that is completely up to you. So looking at the first page, page 5, this is a how-to writing page. And the topic is how to brush your teeth, which is an experience that all children have and can write about. Our focus would be on this page, doing writing that other people can read. Your child may ask you to spell a lot of words for them, which is perfectly acceptable at this age. However, we also encourage kids to sound words out. We don't want correct spelling to be a reason that a child will not write. So I would encourage you to have children sound out easier words. Of course, you can also help them spell those harder words. So they are writing how to brush their teeth in 4 steps. The temporal word, the time-ordered word, is already given for them here. So that would be the first word in their sentence, first, and then they finish the sentence. First, you get out your toothpaste, or first, you get your toothbrush. Whatever your child, feels is the first step. And then they should end their sentence with punctuation. They continue on with the rest of the steps for how to brush your teeth. Page 6, which would also be assigned on Monday, is just a general number sense activity. One of our goals in first grade would be for children to be able to write all of their numbers 1 to 120. At this point in the year, as we are nearing the end of the year, we would look for children to be making fewer reversals. So for example, it's common in first grade and kindergarten for children to write their 7s backwards or their 2s backwards. But at this point, we would like them to notice that and correct those errors. So I encourage you, when your child is working on this, for you to point out those errors to them and have them correct them. So they start with number 1 here. They're going to have to be using nice, neat handwriting to fit their writing in the box. And then they write the numbers all the way down to 120. Page 7 is a reading comprehension activity. Children are to read the passage 3 times. Each time they read it, they can color in a smiley face. So the first time they're reading it to make sure they know the words. The second time as they're reading, they're working on reading it more smoothly, as well as starting to think about who are the characters in this story? What's the setting? What's the problem? What's the solution? And the third time, they're putting all of that together, reading fluently and building their comprehension. There are 2 text-dependent questions for them to answer. They need to go back in the text, underline that part of the text, and then choose the best answer. That would be all of the assignments for Monday, the first 3 pages. I'm going to go ahead through the rest of the packet just as a quick overview to let you give you some guidance on some of these pages that might not be as self-explanatory. There are a couple of story writing pages in the packet, and it gives the children a writing prompt. And the directions tell them to use linking words. That is not a focus in first grade. If your child includes those in their writing naturally, that is absolutely fine, but please don't feel as if you need to stress that. We would like them to answer the prompt with their own creative ideas. This one says, some people like to cozy up with a blanket on a cold winter day. What do you like to do on cold winter days? So they're going to write a title for their story and then fill in 3 to 5 sentences telling what kinds of things do they like to do when it's cold outside. The next page is a place value activity. Another reading comprehension. Some more sentence fix it up. Some simple addition. Reading comprehension, another story writing. As I said with the previous one, have your child read the prompt and do their best writing. We would expect 3 to 5 sentences with capital letters and punctuation. And then the last page, they are thinking about the idea of 10 more, 10 less, and 1 more, 1 less. So you can see from the example that it gives you the number 22. Children should be able to, at this point in the year, mentally figure out that 10 less is 12, 10 more is 32. If they are not able to do it mentally, certainly they can count on their fingers and count forward or back. They can use a hundreds chart, but the goal at level 3 is to be able to do that mentally. 1 more, 1 less is a skill they learned in kindergarten. I believe all the children in my class are perfectly capable of completing this activity. What they might find confusing is the format. Where do I put 10 less? Where do I put 10 more? Where do I put 1 less? Where do I put 1 more? So you can give them that guidance as they're working. Again, our assignments for this week are packet pages 5 through 17. And I will probably revisit some of these place value pages for you. However, when we learn about place value, we learn to represent those numbers as tens and ones. The level 2 asks your child to be able to count those and come up with what number it is to tell how many tens and how many ones. So for this, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. However, when they count these tens, we're counting by 10 to get the number. So here, I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. And the number would be 67. So those place value skills are ones that can be tricky for kiddos, but it is a skill we started early in the year and have been working on. Again, our assignment for this week are pages 5 through 17. We will break that down into 3 pages per day, but please do what works best for your child. We do not start until Tuesday with our Connected Learning Week. I'm just getting you this information a little bit early. Please contact me with any questions or concerns. Thank you.